Professional Bowlers Tour for the 18th year. You see Schlegel winning the first 202 to 188, and now, a few moments ago, Carmen Salvino ousting Schlegel by a score of 204 to 182. So our third match, our semifinal match, has Salvino ready to bowl against 24-year-old Marshall Holman. Watch their reactions throughout.
Holman, the higher finisher in the tournament, makes Salvino start the match. And there's a bit of strategy in it. First place, Salvino struck almost every time on 17, the left-hand lane last game, and he struggled on 18, as did Ernie Schlegel. But Salvino doesn't have the choice this match. And again, he has a difficult 2-8 spare. Remember, that 8-pin makes it difficult. You have to cover both of them, the double wood.
And from here, it's a sleeper look. Oh, he was delighted with that stroke. And marking with a spare in the first frame. He won the last game 204 to 182. If
there's any mental vibrations going through here, Marshall Holman defeated Carmen Salvino for his first two PBA titles, one in Hawaii and the other in nearby Fresno. And Marshall has been very tough on Salvino in the last 3 years.
Look how he uses that full approach. Oh, yes. The man that finished third in earnings last year at 68,000, fourth the previous year was 71,000. Here's a replay.
The low profile, the powerful swing. Watch his wrist action. The wrist all the way through, slightly cupped and snapped very hard at the end. Good extension. You really can't throw much more of a powerful ball, Chris.
I wanted you to give a speed tip, speed and power.
Well, Marshall's a short guy, and the longer the approach you need, he uses it all. He generates that speed with that long approach.
Oh, the 10 does go out, but the 4 remains standing here in the second frame of our third match in the Miller High Life Classic.
And here's the classic match. Watch Holman's ball break very sharply at the back end, cutting through. Gets a great break. 2-pin goes to sideboard, trips out to 7, and comes over and takes out the 10. The 2-pin took out both pins. Amazing. Look out.
And then he blows the 4th pin. Wow.
Chris, if Marshall Holman has anything that holds him back, is he is not a good spare shooter. He has a tremendous strike ball, but he has struggled with his spares. Salvino with an early opening in this match.
Second frame. All but the 10 on the right lane for Salvino.
Just didn't catch it all. That's called the weak 10. Many amateurs at home say, I'm leaving a lot of solid 10s, I'm leaving a lot of solid 10s. Well, really, they're not. They look at the ball as being solid, but that 6-pin does not get the impetus off the 3 and lays down in the channel. It does not drive straight into the 10.
Cross lane, and it did come back in time. So 2 spares now for Salvino on our third match preceding the championship match. The winner of this will go against Mike Berlin.
2 of the power players in a game of bowling. Heads up, 47-year-old Salvino against 24-year-old Marshall Holman.
That's back a little while. Carmen having trouble with the left lane.
Just lost the ball in his swing, Chris. Just out of time. There he's standing back on the approach, trying to get his distance right.
1, 2, 4, 8.
And you have to be careful with these spares. So many matches decided on spares. It's not all strikes.
Tough pair. 2 winning scores, 202 and 204. Okay, he liked it. 3 spares in a row, taking a 7-pin lead, and now after an open frame, Salvino's smiling, and Marshall Holman getting ready, hopefully, to come back. All right, second strike at 3 frames. Here's the footwork of Marshall Holman again.
We said that Holman uses all the approach. There he stands all the way off the back end, and that's the reason that he gets so much speed on the ball. Nice smooth slide by Marshall. Maybe his heel caught on the approach a little bit, but Not really a problem. I think they're trying to psych each other up there right now a little bit.
Now
Holman with a
trying for
chance to
double.
take the lead.
Nope, leaving the 2-4 and make it the 1-2 and 10.
Chris, Marshall Holman has opted to try the inside line. He practiced outside the whole hour before they went on the telecast, and he has decided to play the inside line, and he does not have much margin for error. He threw that ball very well. It just did not bite. All that hook he threw still not take effect in all that oil out there. 1-2-10 cross line.
Nope, so Marshall Holman, 2 open frames and 2 strikes through 4, trailing by 21.
LSU, he's great.
Spare up. All right, Carmen getting his first strike here in the semifinal match after winning his match over Schlegel 204 to 182.
Carmen signaling the side. Someone down to the left disturbed him, moved up on the approach while he's there, and he has great peripheral vision. And Carmen picked him up on the left corner of the eye. Nothing to really bother him. Right here is the situation. Carmen leading by 21. If he really wants to put a lot of pressure on Holman, he get this strike and get out to a 31-pin lead, because Holman has been tough on Salvino in the past.
And the high hit leaves the 6-10 on the left lane.
Chris, you know, many fans at home say, well, why they struggle one week, 180s, 190s, and next week we see them shooting 230s. All has to do with the oil pattern on the lane and the surface. Now, the players are struggling a little bit today. The lanes are quite slick. They can't get the break they want, and it's easy to see maybe on a golf green why the scores are low, because the pin's behind a sand trap. But on the bowling lanes, they make them tough, too.
They even look slick. 75 to the 4th. Here's some of our stops along the way. Next week, Las Vegas. Big event. Followed by the Ford Open.
In Alameda.
Right, and then the Quaker State Open in Grand Prairie, Texas.
Your favorite town.
Right.
San Antonio for the Magic Score, the Rolaids at Dick Weber's in St. Louis, and the Dutch Masters in Cleveland again.
Oh. 7-time winner, Marshall Holman.
Perplexed, Chris. When you throw a big strike ball like Holman's, you want strikes. You want areas. Spray the ball around and scatter those pins. But the lanes are tight and they're tough, and it becomes a spare game. Actually, I thought the man that had the best chance today might have been Ernie Schlegel, because he's straighter, but he traveled that one game.
So Marshall Holman, who was married during last month's Grand Prix at Reno, his wife's named Barbara,